Arsenal are one of the most historical clubs in the Premier League. All the way back to the Arsene Wenger days of winning the league as Invincibles, this was the alleged prime of Arsenal. They were playing some brilliant football and even besting some of the best teams of all time. However, no matter how many goals or trophies Arsenal have won, there's one trophy they have never been able to win: the Champions League. And that is what we are here to get. The Champions League is the goal of this rebuild. This is my first Arsenal rebuild, one I'm excited for just because of the talent that the team has. That's why, for a bit of a different video today, we are only rebuilding until we win the Champions League. Now, it's different, but I genuinely do not think that we need all 5 seasons to win it. If I do, then I'm putting my hands up. I failed, because it's already an instant fail. But like I said, the talent in this team is so brilliant already. Players like Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, all 3 of them world-class footballers. I think already this team is a contender for winning Champions League. I don't think there's much left to bring into this team to make it that final step forward. There are a couple places to improve on, because there are certain players which I have to say I don't think are of that level. Like, I don't see why Raheem Sterling's been brought in. That was a horrible transfer. Having Neto in as well. Certain of these transfers are a bit skeptical, but there are a couple places that we can improve on, which is exactly what we want in a rebuild. And also, you know, we are at a good level to go on and hopefully push for that Champions League from the first season. Go at it straight away. This team is looking very good. For tactics, I'm not sure. I think I'll go for something on the lines of a 4-2-3-1, just because that is, for one, the meta in this game, and 2, it does suit their team very perfectly with Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and I would say either Jesus or Kai Havertz up top. I say Jesus because I don't think Kai Havertz is very good. Honestly, brilliant team, and I think we are ready to push. So I will see you at the end of the first transfer window to show you if we've managed to make any transfers and the new tactics that we're going for. This is going to be fun. So we have decided to not bring in any transfers at all. It was a big decision, but I don't think we need it in this first season. We are already a brilliant team, and I do kind of want to get a feel of the level that everyone is playing at. This is the tactic that we will be running though, a 4-2-3-1 like I had previously said. We are going with an inverted wing back and an inverted fullback and an inverted wing back. The inverted fullback will be slotting into the defense to make kind of a back 3, while this left fullback does go up into centre defensive midfield. That is kind of a similar system to what Arsenal do play in real life, and as you can see, when I saw by the best 11, it shoves Zinchenko directly into that role, which is who they would play in that role normally. I mean, we have other options for him, because I don't actually think he's the greatest left back possible. If there is a place to improve on, I would probably say left back. But you know, we have other players such as Tierney and Urian Timber. Timber is one player who I really do hope gets some game time this season. He's been injured in real life, of course, for quite a few months, so that's someone who I want to have in the team for sure. But it's very difficult to get into this back line over Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and, well, Zinchenko, but Zinchenko is going to have to be replaced very soon. The 2 centre defensive midfielders of Partey and Declan Rice, good partnership, I think is solid. Partey is one of the most defensively solid players in the team for sure, so he's someone that I'm hoping does well, because I know he can do well. Recently he's been outshone by the likes of Rice, and that's kind of natural by the media, but I mean, either way, I know how talented he is, and hopefully he can bring that out. For the front 4 is kind of expected. Gabriel, Jesus up top. Now, a lot of you may not be, you know, thinking that that's fine. Jesus is a good striker. Say what you want, he is a top class striker. So honestly, don't at me, don't tell me nothing. He is a top class striker. He can still score goals. He's great dribbling, great passing. I think he can do work as a striker. He just hasn't been given his proper chance, not been given enough, you know, supply of the ball, and that is kind of why we have Odegaard as an advanced playmaker on support. He will be supplying all 3 of these players with those through balls, which is kind of Odegaard's expertise, if that's the right way to say it. He'll be playing the through balls over to Martinelli, who will be, you know, going forward. Same with Saka, they'll be going forward. to get onto those balls and either shoot or whip in a good pass for Jesus. So I think all around the system is very good. Looking at the league table so far, 4 games played, 1 draw, 1 loss. So the 2 wins include Everton and Tottenham. Tottenham 3-1, okay. 2-2 draw away against Liverpool, which is expected, and a 3-2 loss away at Man United. Again, not too difficult. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. But it could be better. It's something to work on for sure. I think it's a good start though. The main reason why I think I will be keeping this tactic the same for the rest of the rebuild is because of that win against Tottenham. A very, very big win to not only the team but also to the fans. One of the biggest derbies in the world. So to win that is a very big thing. Honestly, this team's looking good, and I think we are ready to end the season somewhere within the top 3 and hopefully a good Champions League challenge. Obviously, like I said, end goal is to win the entire Champions League, and I think it's doable within less than 5 seasons for sure. Good group, I think we can make it through. All round, I'm excited for this season. I think we've got the potential to make it through for sure, and I'm excited for this. So I'll be catching you at the end of the season with our results, and hopefully they are good enough to help us push forward and make changes for next season, or even, who knows, maybe we'll win it all this season. But if anything, to give us the opportunity to make our team ready for next season for an even bigger push if we aren't able to get it this time around. Let's go. I'll see you there. Okay, so we've ended our first season as Arsenal manager. A couple things to pick out just from this screen alone. Man City job is available, meaning that Man City have probably not done as well as they were expected to at the start of the season, and they've gone on to sack Pep Guardiola. Now that is a big thing, meaning that they probably did not win the league this season, and next contenders after them are probably either us or Liverpool at this moment. So that's something exciting to look out for. As you can see here, top goal scorer goes to Bukayo Saka, which kind of makes me think maybe I did overhype Gabriel Jesus. Maybe I did. If the right winger's getting more goals than he did, then I probably overrated him. But Saka with 40 goal contributions this season, very, very big from him, a 7.29 average rating. I mean, come on, he's just Arsenal's star player, isn't he? You can't call him a star boy anymore because he's a grown man, but he's just their star player, isn't he? Martin Odegaard, 15 assists from him as our highest assist. Again, that was kind of expected. Like I said, his role is very important in supporting the attack, as we do have a very attacking front 3 in Martinelli, Saka and Jesus. All of them, their roles are set to attack, and they are pushing for goals. So it's good to have that Martinelli, the Martin Odegaard figure, sorry, to be the support to those 3 players. That is what I was expecting from him. A couple other bits and pieces here with William Saliba, best pass completion, expected from a centre-back. But let's take a look at competitions to see if we have managed to win anything. Maybe the Champions League is there. Okay, we won a double, and alright. Okay, that's a good first season. 1 point off of the title. I'm guessing Arsenal bottled it again, didn't they? They always do. Oh my god, they actually bottled it on the last day. That's insane. On the last day, they could have won it with 1 more goal. It could have taken them up to 82 points. No, yeah, sorry, 81 points and win it by 1 point. That is, wow, that's insane. Honestly though, just looking at stats all round, goal difference we had the highest. We've probably been the best team this season. It's just been a bit unlucky. 7 losses is still quite hefty, but it is tied lowest with Man City. I mean, Newcastle have lost 10. I think that's very, very it's a very undeserved win from Newcastle in my eyes. But looking at the other 2 trophies which we have won, we'll start from the 3rd round, right from the beginning. 4-0 win against Norwich away. Then 4th round, 5-0 win against Portsmouth. Then 4-1 win against Doncaster. Sounds like we've had a pretty easy run. Then we actually beat our current league holders, Newcastle United, 5-4 in extra time. Semi-finals played off against Tottenham in another North London derby and beat them again 2-0 to go on to the final against Aston Villa and win 3-1. Very, very big results with Jesus tied at the top of the goal scoring charts. Shows that we've probably dominated this competition, but it's not one that I care about that much. It's one that Arsenal have won multiple times, the countless amount of times to be honest, and it's not really that important. We'll take a look. It's a similar thing with the Carabao Cup. We'll go from the 4th round. Newcastle again, 3-0 win against Newcastle away from home. We couldn't do it in the league though. A 1-0 win at home against Bournemouth in the quarterfinals. We ended up beating Liverpool on penalties in the semis to go on against Man United to win 4-1 in the final. Very big results there. 2 trophies won, meaning it was a double and 1 point away from a treble. It hurts. But let's just take a look at the team real quick to see who we can, who we can replace. I still think biggest places to replace will probably be Zinchenko, because all around this season a 6.84 is no way near good enough if we are going to win the Champions League. Actually, sorry, that's one thing I never looked too much into, but a round of 16s finish in the Champions League, a 6-2 loss against Porto as well. Yeah, I'm done. I don't need to look at it for too long. No, but yeah, places to improve. Zinchenko for sure, someone who I would like to get rid of. Ben White as well hasn't been the most brilliant, but again, that could just be the role he's playing in. Inverted fullback is not a role that gets very high on the average rating charts, not as high as the centre backs for sure, with Saliba on 7.05, same with Gabriel. So I mean, they don't end up as high as the centre backs because of that, I think, the strange positioning of the inverted fullback. But maybe that's a place that we can improve on. Taking a look at the bench though, you can see we have 2 players who are loaned here, meaning that they are going back to their home clubs. With Raheem Sterling going back to Chelsea, there's no chance I'm going to make that signing permanent just because of his £250,000 wage, £350,000 wage. Also, Neto going back to Bournemouth just because I don't think he's of a very good level and I want someone better. I just want someone better. I think you look at some of the biggest clubs in the world, the clubs that actually win the Champions League. Real Madrid have Lunin, Man City have Ortega, both very, very good backups. So, I mean, we need depth in every position to be quality. And that is exactly what we're going to look to improve on in this next transfer window. So, I'll be simulating to the end of this second transfer window to hopefully go big and win the Champions League. I'm pushing for it again. We're trying to get it done early. Let's see if we're able to do it. So we'll start off by saying that we have let go of Jorginho on a free. We let his contract run up. Not something that I usually notify you of, but only when it's a big player I will let you know. He is kind of a big player for the team. As you can see, he did make 31 appearances just in the league alone last season. So it's a bit sad to see him go, but he wasn't that level. We've also sold Albert Sambi Lokonga for £19 million off to Al Qadsiya. He came back from loan and he had no place in the team, so I decided just to get rid. Next up, we've got a very big one, to be honest. Fabio Vieira, someone who Arsenal have signed not too long ago, back in 2022, has joined Bayern Munich for £55 million. He had a brilliant loan spell off in Portugal with Porto, but I did not see him getting in over Martin Odegaard, and I never can see him getting in over Martin Odegaard. He's not the youngest. I thought he was a lot younger. If he was, maybe he would have been able to stay, but £55 million, I am buzzing. And the final sale, this one does kind of hurt. Takehiro Tomiyasu has left us to join Real Madrid for £40 million. He is a class right back, centre back, left back. You don't find that versatility often. He got the offer and wanted to leave instantly. He was interested in by clubs like Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and some of the Saudi clubs. He rejected the rest and he said, I want Real Madrid. So we had to let him go here. He wasn't a starter for us and I never saw him being one. But it's still sad to leave him. And sorry, I thought it was our final sale. Alexander Zinchenko has left us to go to Juventus for £41 million. He wasn't too great last season, but I saw the interest in him and took advantage straight away. There was no Saudi interest, which is something that I was really relying on for him, so we did end up having to let him go on quite a cheap. He was valued at around 60-70 million, but Juventus just were not willing to offer that, and I was not going to give him a chance to lose value as he gets a year older, not having him sold, it just wasn't on. I was never going to do that, so we had to let him go. 41 million is still a profit for him, and a player who I did not want to use anymore, so goodbye Alexander. We've also signed our first signing of this rebuild in Marco Carnesecchi as our new backup goalkeeper. I wanted someone younger, someone who's eager to fight David Raya for that first position spot, like Ramsdale and David Raya, of course. Signed him for £16 million, which honestly is not too much for a backup. He played 14 games last season in an Atalanta shirt, so I'm not sure if he was the number one there or not, but I'm highly doubting he was. I see a lot of talent in him, someone who I've used before, and he will definitely put up a good fight for that first place spot. We've also gone and signed Jakub Moder on a free from Brighton. We're lifting up the Polish players as we needed to bring him in. I'm Polish. I saw he was available on a free. I brought him in. Last season, he had a full season of football with Brighton, which is actually one of the things that needs to be commented on. He has fitness issues, of course. As you can see, 22-23 seasons, 0 games played. He's got very big fitness issues, but when he can put out a whole year of good football, he can be very, very good. So I'm happy to have him in. He's gonna be a very short-term replacement. He's not going to be a long-term. We had no money left, and I wanted to replace Jorginho, so we went out and brought him in. Very short-term. I can only see this going on for a season, at very most 2 seasons, no longer than that, before we end up selling him on. He's not world-class for sure, but he's a good short-term replacement to have in. And now let us start off with some of the biggest transfers that we have made. We've started off with Victor Osimhen. Now, after a good season off in Turkey on loan, his release clause was still valid from Napoli of £64 million. With a lot of clubs interested, he decided to come over to Arsenal, and we will be making him our number 1. Now, he hasn't started off too well, but it will take him a bit of time to adapt to the league after playing in such a low-level league such as the Super League, the Turkish Super League, sorry. It will take him some time to adapt, but when he does get back up to that level, he will be that world-class striker that can win the Champions League for us. And speaking of world-class players, we've went out and brought in another one. Alphonso Davies has joined us for £65 million. A great season last season for Bayern Munich, and I thought, okay, it's very cheap. It is very cheap for the best left-back in the world, probably. I think it was a bargain, and as you can see, it's already started off very well in the league. 4 games played and a 7.53 average rating. I mean, it's looking good already for him. Great start for him, and I'm so happy to have him in. And the final signing that we have made to improve the other side of the pitch, Jeremy Frimpong. We've gone out, we've brought him in from Leverkusen. Again, he had quite a decent season last season in the Bundesliga, so we thought, alright, it's time. He's English speaking, played in England before for Man City in their academy, of course went to Celtic after that. So I mean, he's got the experience. I think it's about time to put that into work and hopefully win a Champions League with him. Now, taking a look at the tactic for this season, we've changed it up almost completely. We've gone for a 5-2-3, I believe you'd call this, with 3 centre backs, 2 complete wing backs, box-to-box midfielder, advanced playmaker, 2 inside forwards, and an advanced forward up top. When I sort by the best 11, you can see this is how the team looks. It's absolutely dangerous. Another reason why I did want to switch to this is because of Timber. I did want to get him into the first team. He had a lot of interest in him, and he's definitely someone who I know has so much talent, so hopefully he can do well as a centre back. But of course, at 5'10", maybe he was built to be a right back, I don't know. But we'll give him a shot as that central centre back, someone who can, you know, he's covered all the time by Saliba and Gabriel. Also, complete wing backs on both sides. Like I said, Davies is someone who is destined to bomb forward, and I mean, I don't know if there'll be any conflict on that left side between him and Martinelli. Of course, that is something that could happen, and something that could happen on the other side, but you can already see there is a good partnership line between Saka and Frimpong. So I mean, It's all over the place. It honestly is all over the place. Saka, though, he's definitely going to be number one at all times. So Frimpong, you can sit back if you have to. Of course, Osimhen up top. I think this team is looking very, very good already. And we've got a lot of good cover on the bench to protect this team if any issues do come. Of course, Osimhen gets injured. Havertz, Jesus are both there. Both the centre mids are covered well by Partey, Havertz, Marino. Centre backs with Ben White, Kivior and Calafiori. I mean, we've got good covers everywhere necessary to take this team forward and hopefully push for that Champions League. Let's look how we've done in the league so far though. Second place from what I can see. 9 points, 3 wins, 1 loss. That 1 loss coming away at Man City. Only team ahead of us is Newcastle. They also did lose a game, but to Burnley away. Big difference in the teams that we lost to. We've won a lot bigger matches as well. A 1-0 win away at Man United, 3-0 win at home to Liverpool, and 4-0 win at home to Luton. Some very big wins there, meaning I think we are all round better prepared than Newcastle is. We could win the league this season for sure, but that is not my concern. I want to win one thing, and you all know what it is. You know what it is. I want to win that Champions League, and that is what our main push is. The main push is to go for the Champions League. Forget everything else. If it comes to it, I will play a full under 11s team in the Premier League. I need everyone fit for the Champions League. We want to win it, so I'm gonna push for that. I think we're ready to go this season though. We've got great covers, as I previously said, and an all-round amazing team. So this team could very well go on to win us the Champions League. I'll catch you at the end of this season to see if my words are correct or if I'm just chatting. We'll see. Okay, so we are back, end of season 2, and it is looking a lot better based on player stats. I mean, Martin Odegaard, what a season from him. 51 goal contributions in 55 games. That is absolutely mental, with a 7.49 average rating. And that's not something you see happen too often. I'll be honest, that is honestly something you see once every couple saves. You don't see someone do that well. I mean, if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, I will be very, very shocked. Also, Victor Osimhen, top goal scorer. Finally, we've got him scoring goals. That was the main goal. That was the main goal. We needed him to kick off. He started off the season badly, but in the end, he ended up a lot better than he started, which is the main thing. 28 goals for the season is still a big improvement to what I was expecting at the start of the season. I'll be honest, I was expecting him to be very bad. So let's take a look at the competition to see what we have won this season. I'm sure we've won something. As you can see also, the Liverpool job is available, one of our title contenders, meaning that they probably didn't do as well as they would have liked to, and they sacked Arne Slot, their manager. Let's take a look. Okay, we won another double, but Premier League champions. We have done it. We actually managed to beat Man City to the title. We won it by 6 points over them, but 22 points over all competition. That is brilliant. Honestly, highest goal difference by a million miles as well. 72 goal difference. Clean sheets were still not the highest though, so just don't ask me. But honestly, very, very big. Oh, we beat Man City 8-0. Look at that. We beat Man City at home 8-0. What the hell? Hold on, no, because I need to dig into that. That is absolutely crazy. We beat Manchester City at home 8-0. That is next level. Next level. Honestly, I'm taking it as a better season. I think Man City got a better revenge on us in that in the Champions League. They did beat us in the quarterfinals, but all round a lot better. FA Cup runners up as well to Chelsea. Carabao Cup, we got knocked out early, but that doesn't matter to me really. Community Shield, winners over Newcastle, even though that doesn't really bug me. Main thing is the Champions League, and we still haven't been able to win it, unfortunately. We won the league, which is a big addition, meaning that I think we won every other trophy that we could have, but that Champions League isn't there yet. Quarterfinals is the furthest we could make it, and I'm a bit worried now. I'm worried that it might take a bit longer than 5 seasons. But let's take a look at the lineup. I think a lot of our players are doing very, very well. I mean, only real player that's been a letdown this season would probably be Yuri and Timber. 6.93 is very bad. Honestly, in my eyes, a 6.93 is very bad, especially in a team like this. We are a very good team, but he hasn't been great, and I was a bit skeptical of putting him at centre-back due to his height already. But I think that's kind of been like a sealed decision now. That kind of helped my decision making. Next season, I think we'll be looking to get him out of that position and see if maybe there's somewhere else he can play. If not, then maybe we will have to offload him. All round though, a very big season, and I'm sure we can build off of this to bring us nice and collected into next season and hopefully go on to win the Champions League. I say the same thing at the end of every season, but it's the main goal and it is our one and only goal to call this rebuild a success. We are going to win it, I'm sure of it. I'll catch you at the end of the next transfer window to see who we've managed to bring in, any tactical changes or anything ahead of a massive season where we should really be looking to challenge for that Champions League trophy. So we started off by going on a pretty sizable selling spree, starting off with Reece Nelson. He came back from loan last season and only played 4 total games in the league, 1 start, 11 appearances off the bench in all competitions. He was never going to start for us, never even going to be our proper backup, and it was about time to let him go. £30 million is very big money to get for him, so I'm happy with it either way. Next, we sold Ricardo Calafiori off to Leeds for £30 million as well. They were interested in him, and he's only played 4 matches for us since coming to the club. No way was he ever going to be as good as, as good as Gabriel, Saliba, or even Timber for that. On that note, I mean, he's not great. Leeds are just promoted, so they were given a pretty hefty budget, and they decided to go out on this fraud. So, I mean, good luck to them. As I had previously said, I was expecting Jakub Moder to leave. He did. We only had him in the team for 13 total league appearances, 1 start and 17 bench appearances in all competitions. Only a 6.78 average rating, so we looked to get him out as soon as possible. We were lucky Newcastle were interested, the only team interested to be honest, and we took advantage of it. I had to sell him at a bit of a lower rate. He was valued at around 30 million, 35 million. We did have to lower that down to about 20 just to get him gone and make sure he doesn't come back. So for our signings in, we have brought in Kylian Sildilia, someone who's a natural centre back and a natural wing back. I think the versatility here will be very, very helpful in going into such a big season for us and looking for that Champions League. I think he's very talented. He had a pretty iffy season, to be honest, over in the Bundesliga, but he won't be a starter for us. He will be a solid bench player, and for £25 million these days is very, very cheap for someone of that level. But speaking of quality for cheap money, Pedro Neto has been signed from Juventus for £15 million. So it looks like it never worked out for him at Chelsea, only making 12 total appearances, and they sold him on for £6.75 million off to Juventus. He then went off to play a full season in Juventus, 7.27 average rating, smashed it, and came back to us happy to take a rotational role, being Martinelli and Saka's number 2. Now, I think that is brilliant business from us and from Juventus, to be honest, to be able to bring him in for 6.75 million. I still think that we got him on a very, very cheap deal, so I'm happily taking him. And our final signing in, Giorgio Scalvini, has joined us from Atalanta. We love making signings from Atalanta in this game. £75 million, and he's been brought in. He smashed it over in Serie A last season. He is going to be leading our defense, I'm sure of it. That 6'4" figure, he's gonna be the main man, I'm sure, in that back line, which is a big thing to say with players like Saliba and Gabriel next to you. It's going to be difficult for him, but I'm sure he can do it. So taking a look at the tactic, this is how we're going to be running it. Only player locked in will be Odegaard, because when I do sort by the best 11, it moves him off to a box-to-box midfielder. I don't think that is his best position. Changes for the tactic, I've made Martinelli now a winger on support. I want him to be putting in some good balls for Osimhen and Saka. I don't think the attack I don't think having everyone on attack is very helpful. Of course, Odegaard is lower down now on the pitch, so he's not able to support in all areas as he would have been up here in the attacking midfield position. I think the extra winger on support will help. Also, the fact that Davies is a complete wingback. Complete wingback. I think with Martinelli roaming towards into the attacking midfield as he would with winger support, Davies is given that chance to bomb forward and either whip in a good ball or make a bombing run into the box. I think all round that is a very good decision to make tactically. I mean, looking at the league position, it doesn't say the same thing, but I'm okay with it because these results, I mean, like, sure, tiny bit fluky, some of them. I mean, a 1-1 draw to Fulham, that's not something that we would normally do. I think that's just a bit of an unlucky one. A 3-0 win at home to West Ham kind of sealed it to me, because if we're beating West Ham 3-0, then it must have just been a very unlucky game against Fulham. And a 0-0 draw away at Liverpool, very easy to lose that game, so I'm very happy with a draw. I mean, I think it's not too bad of a start to a season. I think all round this is going to be a big season. I think we're going to be able to do big things as long as we work towards it. So I'll be simming to the end of the season to hopefully come back to you with a Champions League in hand. I'll catch you there. And we are on the 3rd season of this rebuild. At the end now, player stats don't look as good as last season. I'll be real with you, they don't look as good. I thought they would look better. I was really hoping they would look better, to be honest. But let's just take a closer look. Victor Osimhen, 35 goals, 46 games with 10 assists. To be honest, that's a very good season from him. He's definitely warmed up, not started. He's warmed up to the Premier League level, and he is ready to keep banging goals for the next couple seasons. 28 years old now, 13 stamina. He'll be probably done by around 32. So 4 more seasons in the Premier League, I'm sure he will be one of the best strikers in the world for Arsenal in this save. Obviously, we're not going to carry it on longer than 2028 if needed, but you know, just saying it to say it. Gabriel Martinelli, we've put him onto a support role, and now he has gotten some more assists. Of course, he has pretty good passing stats. I think it was a decision I probably should have made a lot earlier, because he is very good. He's a natural winger on support, so I mean, I think it's definitely something we should have made earlier. And he did get our most assists, so 29 goal contributions in total, 17 assists, making it to the top of the charts, above Odegaard, to be honest, someone who I expected to be there. But I don't think this is the Champions League winning season, I'll be honest, because these player stats don't look really good. I'll just go straight into it though. Let's see. Competitions. How did we do? We've done it. I don't care. Oh my god, we won the quadruple. How have we done that? We won the quadruple. I don't care about that FA Cup. We won all 4 of these trophies in one season. Oh my god. Let's go into the big one first though, because that is the main thing. League phase, made it through 4th, so we made it through automatically. Round of 16s, beat AS Monaco 4-1. Quarterfinals, RB Leipzig 6-1. We had quite an easy run to the semis before beating Real Madrid. Goodness gracious, we were 4-0 down. 4-0 down after the first leg. I'm going to check this out because that's actually mad. That is very crazy. We were 4-0 down after the home leg. Jude Bellingham and Kylian Mbappe had us twisting and turning. Then we came back to the Emirates and won 6-1. Oh my days. We made it. I can't believe that. So, oh my days. So yeah, it was 5-5 at the full-time whistle. We had scored our 5th goal in the 78th minute, and then in extra time, Gabriel Jesus comes on and scores in the 105th minute of the game. That's brilliant. We then went on to the final, and Odegaard did win it for us in the 54th minute. That's a very, very big season. Honestly, I'm going to go into the league as well. I'm a bit lost for words. I wasn't expecting this as early now, I'll be honest. At the beginning of the video, I was thinking, yeah, sure, we'll do it in less than 5. But I halfway through, I wasn't thinking the same thing. Only 4 losses in the league the entire season, all away matches, 8 draws as well. Not great, but 86 points left us above everyone else, meaning we could retain the league title. Second season in a row, we were able to bring it back to North London. Carabao Cup, another win of that. We've won it once before, twice now we've won that. Community Shield twice in a row now. I think this has been a major success. Semi-finals of the FA Cup doesn't matter to me, I'll be honest. We won the main thing, and that is all I care about. So, one last look at the team. The team has done it. Honestly, you lot have done it. I credit each and every one of these players, from Scalvini's to Saliba's, you know, one of the biggest players there, to Osimhen's, to Saka. I mean, honestly, great team. We've done so brilliantly this season and so far this rebuild. I think that counts this as a major success. So that marks the end of a very big rebuild. I hope you guys did enjoy that as much as I did, because I had so much fun creating that. But if you did, please leave a giant like on the video, goes so far. Also, press that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know every single time that I post. And I do like to ask you guys to rate my rebuild. So rate my rebuild on a scale of 1 to 10. A 1 if you think, this rebuild could do with some improving, and a 10 if you think, wow, this was a great rebuild, I would love to see more. Anything in between if you think appropriate, and also do try to leave any feedback with that response, because all feedback is very helpful, goes a long way, and I do love every bit of it, because I want to be the best content creator for all of you guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I will try to catch you in the next one.